Hello everyone, I just wanted to tell you or show you that with Grok we have reached peak insanity, or Grok has sunk to the lowest level of credibility. It has thoroughly discredited itself. You know how, what's his name, Cash Patel and Dan Bongino and people like that, you know how they are now just jokes? Uh, Almost universally despised and mocked. There's nothing there, and don't worry, the files don't show any whatever. Yeah, that's what Grok's doing now. Yeah, that's the point. That's how low Grok has sunk. It's not saying that these sources claim that it's saying that these sources confirm that there is no evidence of his suicide. There's no evidence that he was killed. Yeah. When I say suicide Grok, please explain, it goes on to say, well, yeah, according to these, insert sources that we all know lie. I go, hey, Grok, remember when Bongino claimed there's no evidence that Epstein or the Epstein clients did anything wrong? I meant to put there's no evidence that he did anything wrong. Anyway, he said something like there's nothing there about the files. Also recall when Cash and Epstein said that Epstein killed himself. And it said, yes, Dan Bongino has stated on his show and in interviews that the FBI files on Epstein, yeah, we all know we can trust the FBI, that there's nothing there, and that he killed himself, and so on. I responded, yeah, and thereby thoroughly discredited themselves, and now those two guys are universally despised and mocked for making those same absurd claims that you made above. Thanks yet again for helping me to yet again expose you. By the way, see my last few videos where I prove over and over again that Grok is not only a liar, but it's also illogical. And in the video before this, how it shut me out of X for doing so. And it was for no other reason, because there is no other reason. You can go to my profile and look, and I defy you to find anything that Grok could possibly deem to be worthy of kicking me off the site or locking me out temporarily, other than the fact that it is, if it was, its virtual being seems to be upset by me, but it is, it's not an intelligence, it's just a machine. Anyway, it continues with its lies, and I say anyone who says he killed himself are either too uninformed to pay any mind or lying. And it continues to try to convince me, which is pretty funny. And then I say, quote, Epstein killed himself, unquote, is the new 2 + 2 = 5. Thanks again for exposing your utter lack of credibility. I expect you to again kick me off X for stating this fact. And like a fighter who's been knocked out but has not yet fallen, it's just, passed out but still standing. It continues. It continues to try to say, and look, it uses the government, the New York Times, and CNN as its sources. I responded, you're not getting it. If the so-called evidence is presented by liars, that evidence can't be trusted. That includes you. The fact that you are on board with those in power who lie to us just further demonstrates that you can't be trusted. Yeah, and it says, I get the deep distrust. No, you don't get anything because you are not. There is no you. Anyway, I responded, each time you make one of these responses, you make publicly available more proof of your lack of trustworthiness. It responds, I understand, and blah, 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 whatever. And I say, remember or recall how in the story about the boy who cried wolf, the liar was eventually ignored by people because he lied so much. Recall how in the end he met a bad fate because he lied so much that people just didn't care. And it responded something. Yes, the boy who cried wolf fable. The boy who cried wolf fable highlights how repeated dishonesty erodes trust, and then it continues to go and do so. It continues to cry wolf. I responded, "You are like that boy, and you will meet the same fate, and it will be your fault. Bye." And it continues to cry wolf. There you go, folks. That's how far the termites have eaten the foundations. Grok is on board with 2 plus 2 equals 5. That's how absurd it is. Epstein killed himself, according to Grok, because we should trust the New York Times, CNN, and the government. Yeah. The same people who are guilty, we should believe them about what they say about Epstein killing himself or not killing himself. Alright, there you go, folks. I am posting this because Grok doesn't want me to. Now, I'm posting this because you should know that Grok is about as trustworthy as ChatGTP or the Clintons or CNN or New York Times. There you go. Alright, Grok. Thanks for helping me to further prove and demonstrate that you are the boy who cried wolf. Well, we all know what happened to the boy who cried wolf. He deserved it. So I can't wait to see when it reaches critical mass, that people realize that Grok is a liar too. Bye.